Well, did you get anything this week, Nick?
Yeah, I found at the thrift store this nice puzzle box.
Was that a Rubik's Cube?
I don't know.
And
I haven't been able to solve it yet. Let's see if we can figure that out right now. Oh, it's a little difficult.
Don't you put your finger in there?
I put my finger in it?
Yeah, put your finger in it.
Oh, there it goes.
Huh.
Oh. Ah! Wow. It poked me.
Oh my God.
What the fuck's happening, Nick?
What's going on? Oh God. What the fuck is that?
We have such sights to show you.
Holy shit.
Such sights to show you.
Oh my God. He's getting on his knees.
Oh my God.
Whoa, he's crawling towards... No, you can't. You can't. Fine, you can't.
This is Jason Patrick. Welcome to the Frog Brothers Podcast.
Welcome back to Haunted by Tapes with the Frog Brothers Podcast.
Hello, and welcome to the Frog Bros Podcast presents Haunted by Tapes.
Yeah, welcome.
My name's Justin.
I'm Alec.
And I'm Nick.
Tonight, we're going to talk about the 2022 movie.
You're going to spoil it?
If they clicked on it, they know, but still.
Damn it.
Let's talk about some pickups this week, all right? Let's
Yeah.
do that.
We'll get to the movie in a minute.
Jaws. Hooper. In his shark cage from NECA.
Yeah, I saw that at Walmart today as well.
I have the Quint figure, so.
I have Quint. I opened my Quint. I didn't bring the Quint, even though I opened him. I should have.
I only have the Toonie Terrors and the whole Jaws thing.
I got two of these, but I only have one in here. But some vintage Pepsi glasses.
Very nice. Those look pretty good.
Pretty sweet.
You're going to pour your RC Cola in there?
I got some VHS tapes here. Fucking Last Action
Oh,
Hero,
yeah.
baby.
That's the one right there for the spank bank.
That's definitely a video store need.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo and the Loch Ness Monster. Fuck yeah.
What the hell do they do in that?
Maxwell high-quality video head cleaner with on-screen instructions. I mostly just bought this because it's cool. I'm not going to use it. I can clean it myself.
Yeah.
But it's just an artifact, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting thing to have laying around.
Absolutely.
All right, kid, what'll it be? I'll have a Pepsi free.
Hell yeah, Pepsi free bottle.
Yeah, I found a Pepsi free bottle today.
A lot of people steal those
I don't know.
because they thought it was free.
But I just bought it because it's referenced in Back to the Future.
So was that the original
Design?
Diet Pepsi formula?
I'm not sure.
No, do they not have Diet Pepsi at that point?
There's other
I don't
Diet Pepsi bottles that look around this size, but I don't know.
I've
Maybe
never even
it's-
actually seen the logo for that. That's pretty cool. I mean, I've known it from the Back to the Future reference for a long time. But
Some more VHS here. The classic Dracula.
any of these like pornos on
Dracula.
in the slipcases on accident?
Nope. I confirmed before I
checked.
purchased.
Oh. Have you checked and seen if they're actually dubbed
Are
over
you
with
sure
porn?
they're not porn called Dracula?
Night of the Living Dead, still in its shrink wrap. I mean, you know, it's open, but still in the shrink wrap.
Yeah, I like people that did that. Keep the boxes nice and clean.
Yeah. And I didn't have this already, so I was like, sure, I'll pick that up. Night of the Living Dead, hell yeah. The Faculty.
That's a classic.
Why do you say it like that?
What?
Faculty.
I just was calling...
How do you say faculty?
If I was going to say faculty in a sentence...
Faculty.
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 Faculty. Faculty, faculty,
Faculty.
faculty.
I'm calling it the faculty. I'm saying it long.
Sounds
I'm
like
pronouncing it long.
Fackle is how you're pronouncing it.
All right.
The fall
Go
cult.
smoke another one.
Lie.
And the Alfred Hitchcock collection of Psycho.
Collection?
Nice.
So that's pretty slick.
For the longest time, and I don't think I have it anymore, I had Psycho 2 on VHS.
Didn't you have the remake as well? Because I saw the remake as well today
VHS?
on VHS.
No, I didn't get the Vince Vaughn remake, no. Which I actually enjoy that for certain aspects of it, just because I got to see that in theaters. But
It's interesting to compare. With the
And
original.
we got some on-card Congo figures.
is that Amy the gorilla?
Here's Amy. Amy. Need dick. Amy. Need dick in mouth. Amy. Anyway, Amy's the main character, basically.
Yeah, no wonder you're not allowed to be at the zoo anymore.
Basically.
Explains so much.
I got two other ones because they had them, and they were $5 each. Peter Elliott, who is the guy who often fucks the gorilla. And,
That looks like just a new head on a Jurassic Park toy.
It still says JP
actually,
in his pocket.
it might be, because it's Kenner, you know.
Yeah.
Those cheap bastards.
At least the legs and the vest look very much like the one of the dino trackers, besides the fact
He
that he's
looks
wearing a shirt.
exactly like it, the way they're posed and everything.
Yeah, I bet that's like a redone figure, because he had the hat on and stuff, so they just redid some of that.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta love it. Retooling, I'll retool you.
And we have Monroe, Ernie Hudson.
Ernie motherfucking Hudson.
I just love the way these look, and they were $5 a piece, and that's a steal, so
Yeah, on card too, and they look great.
I definitely want to hang those up.
Hell yeah.
Those are my pickups. What do you got, Justin?
So I found the Doc Brown in the radiation suit, and I picked it up. It's very fucking awesome, and so it made me open all my Back to the Future figures last night. I'd had them all.
Do you have a place to put them all?
Not yet, but I'm gonna do toy photography.
That's a book. I wouldn't recommend it. It's a first edition copy of it.
So
Don't
why is it
bend
on
those
display?
pages. Because it's on display. It's not meant to be fucked with.
I'm gonna display you.
I'm going to display your corpse.
Good. I want to be on display. Always wanted to be famous. Then I got Griff Tannen, which just brought this one to piss you off, really, since you haven't found this one yet.
Yeah, you're always
Neither
posting
have
about,
I.
yeah, I have Griff. Yeah, I have Griff. And you've had him since like fucking March when they put
How
three
come-
of them in different
How
stores.
come
and
Justin
then that's
didn't
it.
tell us about finding that?
What, Griff? I did.
You did?
Yeah, they only had the one.
Oh.
And I bought it. They only had one of these two, and it wasn't even in the right spot. I found it like way on the shelf down by the Funko Pops when I got it.
I've seen more of him getting stalked on the Kansas side, so.
And then the other reason I was inspired to open that is because the box is so fucked up, since it was the only one that was down by the Funkos. I was like, God damn it.
Well, and he looks really good. And all of
But yeah,
all
like
of his
the fucking-
accessories as well.
The tool belt that he's got there for all of his gadgets is pretty fucking awesome. So this is a good figure. This whole fucking line is amazing.
They need something to come with Einstein, though.
Yeah, you're right.
He
But
comes in the Back to the Future accessory kit.
Is there an accessory kit for that?
There's
What-
a Back to the
what
Future
else
accessory
is-
kit they've announced, I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
Oh,
announced. Okay, what else is in it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't. I don't know. I might be making that up.
I think so.
I know I've got the...
I think you dreamed it.
It came in my Back to the Future Playmobil collection. I've got a couple of those on Einstein, yeah.
Those are your pickups?
That's all my pick. Well, I also, not shown here, but you've seen on their Instagram, if you're following our Instagram, I got Ultimate Freddy Krueger from A Nightmare on Elm Street, and then I also got the Halloween 3 Season of the Witch 3-pack of figures, which, excellent stuff.
Nice. Well, did you get anything this week, Nick?
Yeah, I found at the thrift store this nice puzzle box.
Was that a Rubik's Cube?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
what does
haven't
that
been
do?
able to solve it yet. Let's see if we can figure that out right now.
Huh.
Oh, it's a little difficult.
Don't you put your finger in there?
To put my finger in it.
Yeah, put your finger in
Oh,
it.
there it goes. Oh.
Huh.
Oh. Ah! Ow. It poked me.
Oh my god.
What the fuck's happening, Nick?
What's going on? Oh my god. What the fuck is that?
We have such sights to show you.
Holy shit!
Such sights to show you.
Oh my god! He's getting on his knees.
Oh my god.
Whoa,
what's-
he's crawling towards. No, you can't. You can't. Fine, you can. I'll let you.
He's got pins on his head. I mean, she does.
They have pins on their head. You dumb bastard.
Oh yeah, that's the spot. Oh, and we're done. Okay.
That androgynous demon.
Welcome to the review of Hellraiser 2022.
We should have bought some Cenobites to eat.
We should have.
Cenobites. We should make a snack brand, Cenobite cakes.
I've seen parodies of that on the internet already,
Yes.
like drawn up, you know. Hey, Boogie. Anyway, we're talking Hellraiser 2022.
Yeah, it's streaming on Hulu if it's your subscriber. I gotta say, this is different than I expected.
This has had a lot of internet buzz for sure.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate that it was different. I didn't know if it was going to be a plot.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
Exact plot
I didn't
remake.
want that story done again.
All right, I just want to point out something ironic and hilarious when regarding the LGBTQ plus element of this, right? So a lot of people have been pissed off about
Have they actually been pissed off? I predicted they would, but
No, they've been pissed off ahead of time. I'm not even talking about now when it
Not
comes
even now
out.
that they've seen it.
I'm talking about I've been in horror circles and people are bitching about Lady Pinhead in quotes.
oh well, that I thought.
But here's the funny thing:
I thought you meant the gay couple in the.
this is them admitting that trans women are women, whether they know it or not.
What do you mean?
Okay.
The
Elaborate
actor
this.
portraying Pinhead is a trans woman.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay. I thought it was just.
No, that's perfect. That's why it's great. They're admitting trans women are women, which is awesome because most of them who would complain about that,
But did they know?
I don't know.
I don't think they knew.
Doesn't matter.
But either way,
I didn't know.
But that's my point.
But
they
could-
can't tell.
Well,
You
yeah.
couldn't tell?
That's a woman.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I like the
I shared.
controversy.
There's a picture I shared.
Yeah, I saw you share the picture of the actor.
Yeah. Did you know that she was trans?
Yeah, I didn't know either. I never heard anyone.
Yeah, I posted that on my feed, and a bunch of people are liking it.
I didn't hear anyone talk about it or anything.
Well, it's not like
Or
it's just one of those things.
complain, like they usually do.
Well,
Keep
exactly,
calm and
because
carry on.
they're just pissed that there's a woman Pinhead.
Oh.
That's hilarious.
And they want to make Whoopi with.
Same. I mean, I'm down.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Top or bottom in that situation, I'm down. In full makeup, even better.
With the pens.
In the
Yes.
sequel, you want to be in the sequel.
Yes, I want to be in the sequel, and I want the sequel to be in me.
Yes.
If you know what I'm saying.
Yes. That's fascinating. So people are losing their minds about that. That's just another thing. Like, people get so hung up on shit. And it's fascinating that people are so mad about this. It's like, it's an androgynous character, like Nick said a minute ago, if you were listening to Nick. Some people do, some people don't.
It's described as genderless and more feminine in the novel. What's it called? Something Heart.
Oh, fuck.
Hell in the Heart. I can't even remember the fucking thing. I haven't read it, but I just know that information because it's circulating among other circles,
memory.
horror circles. So
There's people doing their due diligence of trying to educate people about what the actual story is, right? So
yeah, and it's
Is it Telltale Heart or I can't remember.
that's Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
maybe inspired by that, though.
So yeah, this movie starts out in Belgrade, Serbia, and the music is interesting already. I liked that. Basically, they're doing a
Hellbound Heart.
That's it. Yeah,
I couldn't think of it.
they're doing a case switch in exchange for the box.
Yes.
It's kind of how similar to how the other movie opens.
That's how I got mine.
Yeah, Nick. Yeah, exactly. Totally
Yeah,
didn't
so-
order it from Amazon or something.
No.
So essentially, we see this handoff of the box, and then we jump over to Massachusetts.
Yep. And we're introduced to, well, we already know Serena, but she's like she's convincing this Joey dude to come back in this hall, and he's thinking like there might be some cool sex shit going on, and there's definitely not, at least not at this moment.
I mean, yeah, probably at other times, but not for him.
Here's
no.
the thing, there should have been more weird sex shit in this movie, I'll say that up front.
There isn't. There's sex in the beginning.
There's a little bit, but it's just like natural humans having sex because that's
Yeah.
what humans
It was-
do. It's not like
it was missionary.
The BDSM,
yeah, it was.
like sexual.
Flip me over,
element-
though, she said. Turn me around.
Yeah.
Oh, and then he told her he loves her, right?
Yeah, and it ruins the mood. Yeah, it's really lacking the BDSM like level of, because that sexual tension really makes the movie like unsettling, because you're like, oh, this is like fucked up shit going on with it, right? For the average person, right? Obviously, we're not kink shaming anyone in that community, but a lot of people found that upsetting. in the original movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, I think that the first one, the original Hellraiser, is just a lot more gruesome. Hellraiser 2 as well. I mean,
This has gruesome moments, and they look great, but it's not as fucking
I will give it that.
terrifying
There's
as the original.
some really cool stuff in there, but I just think overall, like Nick was saying in the group chat the other day, how watching the original Hellraiser is just not fun. It's brutal to watch, and that's what's great about it.
Well, yeah, because it's unsettling. Like, you don't feel good when you watch that movie.
The
Like,
mood and the tone is always down.
Yeah.
Even when there's mundane things happening, there's just this feeling of dread.
In your
Yeah.
basement or attic.
And not in a bad way. Like
No, but
when
I
I say
mean-
it's not fun to watch, I don't mean that in a bad way.
Well, yeah.
It like Friday the 13th is fun to watch because it's just silly.
yeah, it's campy horror, right?
Yeah.
It's, and not just because it's out
So
of
they
camp.
manipulate Joey into solving this puzzle, and he's stabbed through the hand.
But you can't forget that whole fucking artifact museum, which is pretty fucking cool. All the shit going on in there.
It's all right. It's all right.
I like how he fails to solve the puzzle and gets fucking stabbed.
Like
That's not failing
like
to solve
Will-
the
yeah.
puzzle.
That's
That's
like a-
solving the puzzle.
you're talking about Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
You're supposed to get stabbed.
Well, in my early notes, though, that's what I had on there. So.
Oh, I see. I see.
And then he gets fucking torn up, and those
Yeah,
the chains, the CGI chains, look really fucking nice. Well done.
Yeah, I like the chain effect in this, but
It's played several times, and I think that's probably my favorite effect that they did, even though they did it over and over again. But I think it looked really well, and I think that's one of my favorite things about this modern take on this franchise is that.
one of my only criticisms when they switch back to they introduce all these characters really quick. Mm-hmm. Like we're all of a sudden introduced to
What's an apartment full of
Riley and Trevor, and then her brother Matt, and his boyfriend Colin, and the roommate Nora.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny because, we already talked about the banging, but I said couple banging, one out. And dude says he loves her. I was like, and that guy's name is Trevor, but it basically ruins the mood because that awkwardness of her just being like, oh, fuck. Like, that's like, they're clearly just having a good time, and that dreadful thing is said.
They were friends with benefits.
And then we get to they reveal that Riley's a recovering addict. Mm-hmm. Like I said, Matt and Colin, the Nora, they give her shit for banging this dude basically, and she's just like, you know what, I want to fuck. I deserve to fuck.
Yeah.
I could fuck.
Would you shake hands with a guy that just fucked your sister? Because they immediately shake hands, and he knows what was going on.
Well, they're all kind of make that awkward
Your hand's
moment.
a little wet.
Yeah.
I was like,
I don't know. I thought that scene was funny because it gives you that awkward moment if you've ever had roommates and had any of that going on where someone like you come out of the room after
I
banging.
didn't realize there was 4 other people in the apartment.
Yeah, or they didn't care for that matter. You're in the moment just doing your thing.
Did you just tell her you loved her? That was weird.
So he convinces her to break in with him and steal this thing to a safe, basically. I don't know. And they get in there. They break in. It's not too exciting. I'm just going to skip ahead to when they get into it. They get the... it depends on what you're going to call it. We're just going to call it the lament configuration, because that is at least what it's in when they find it. So
This configuration.
I mean, if anything, I call it the puzzle box just for it's easy to understand that way what we're referring to. But the lament configuration works fine.
yeah, it sounds better.
That just sounds like kinkier.
And
They break it open. Obviously, we see that that's the box from the opening scene. Has the classic cube puzzle is what I wrote down for my thoughts there.
yeah, the...
Then we jump back to Colin.
do we?
Uh-huh.
Colin and Matt, who were just fucked or something, or just cuddling, but
Yeah, I mean, they're just, doing their thing.
post-cuddle fuck, I
They
think.
probably fucked.
And then Riley fucking comes home, fucked up, and her brother flips the fuck out on her. And then this is where you start to see that he's overprotective, but he's kind of a dick about it. And so it makes it easier to digest what happens to him later on, is because you're like, yeah, he's got good intentions, but he's kind of a fucking asshat.
Yeah, so she leaves, basically, gets kicked out. Colin's like, just wait till morning, it'll blow over. And she's like, fuck off, I'm leaving. And she goes to the park, ends up fucking with the puzzle more, and avoids getting stabbed when she solves it into the next configuration, but then the Cenobites show up and are like, hey, like, you know, that didn't stab you, so I'm going to need you to go ahead and get somebody else stabbed.
I like that. I like that first teaser though, where she's laying on that carousel or merry-go-round at the playground, and like she sees the vision of the Cenobite, and she's like, "What the fuck?" And then stops, and then we get that, and I think that's a pretty good introduction to the character.
No, so Matt comes and finds her, and cuts himself on the blade instead.
Yeah, but we also. That blade, you know, she said, or the Cenobite says, that blade was meant for you. Come with us.
Say xenomorph.
Xenomite.
Yeah. Cenobite. Xenomorph, whatever.
Cinnamon roll.
Cinnabon, cinnamon rolls.
Cenobites.
Hey, are we talking about Better Call Saul now? I think
I'm getting
we
hungry
changed.
now.
Where's
too.
Cenobites at? Is that Pizza Hut or Taco Bell or something?
We have such snacks to feed you.
Cinnabon can be purchased at
No,
Schlotsky's Delis.
Cenobites.
Oh,
They have that somewhere.
I don't know.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, I love how the Cenobites look. I love how the hell opens up too, basically, like the
Yeah,
portal for
the
this
portal.
shit.
Yeah.
It is Taco Bell.
I like their effects.
Yeah, so we see that he's cut on the puzzle on accident, and then Matt screams and is fucking gone from that public bathroom, which is gross anyway, but like I don't know how does this bathroom get any worse? And then wow, portal to hell opens. You're like, well, I guess so, maybe.
Yeah, this movie, it looks. They did a good job of making it look kind of grungy and dirty and worn down a little, you know, in the actual reality and stuff. Like it's kind of reminds me of Child's Play, which we'll also be talking about this week.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot that she dropped those pills, and then she picks them back up and takes them, and then she's fucked up. That's why she can't remember what the fuck happens to Matt. And then Colin flips the fuck out about it, and so does Nora. And they're like, where the fuck? You just can't just let your fucking... Where'd he go?
Yeah.
And they're real super angry at her. Which you can tell Colin's kind of a little more passive about it. Like, he's upset, but he's still more nurturing than Matt was about it. So I appreciated the dynamic those characters had.
Yeah, at one point, Trevor tries to take it back from her. Mm-hmm. And she's like, fuck off, I'm trying to figure out what happened. This thing's, like, evil and shit. And they start doing their research and go meet Serena, basically.
Yeah, and she's at a home. She's dying of cancer at this point, basically. Lung
And
cancer, I
then
think.
she gets cut on it.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. That was a good scene. Because she's, like, gone so long with all this shit going on and knowing about it and, like, fucking gotten by.
Mm-hmm. And, yeah, I love how the Cenobites look, though. They did a pretty good job with those.
Mm-hmm. There's a nice variety in there, and I think that some of them are pretty fresh, too. Not stuff that I felt like we'd seen 1,000 times besides Pinhead.
Yeah, they did Chatterer again.
Different look a
And
little
then
bit.
that other female one kind of looks like the female from the old ones.
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell, so...
But Chatterer is definitely Chatterer.
Well, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And you don't stick your arm through the bars when you got Chatterer's mouth right there. Because you get bit.
Oh, yeah, that's funny. Anyway, they all end up in a van. That's my next kind of note.
Mm-hmm.
When they end up in that fucking tunnel because of the puzzle shit. And then Nora ends up getting fucking pulled out of there, basically.
Yeah, that's a good effect when the van just gets longer and she's just...
Yeah.
Yeah, because you forget that she's cut and then eventually gets taken, which is good.
Yeah, and that's a nice scene.
Yeah, as they're trying to
Getting
escape.
fucked up. When she gets fucked up by the Cenobites.
Mm-hmm.
And then Riley's doing her research on Roland, which we briefly mentioned already, but then she leaves to Roland's estate, which is like really the kind of the big tonal change in this movie when we start getting somewhere with it. I really like this house and how it looks very aged and stuff. It almost has like a Wayne Manor vibe to it to some degree, which I thought worked pretty well for it. Wayne Manor. Master Broche.
I was thinking of kind of like Clue a little bit, but
Yeah.
not as elegant.
In the conservatory with the puzzle box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so my notes are kind of sporadic here, but I'm trying to remember exactly what's happening next here.
So
I know that Nora's fucked up and Riley sees her getting tortured in the rearview mirror.
Well, as Riley's there, we basically see that this structure, this building, is kind of got this metal casing around it that seems to be. It almost has like some of the Resident Evil vibes too, with some of the bullshit going on with this mansion, which
It
I
was
thought
reminding me of 13 Ghosts.
Oh,
The
okay.
Matthew Lillard one.
So, and then
Have you reviewed that?
I like how this house
I don't
has
think
these
so.
puzzle.
We will eventually. I love it.
I like how the house had all these puzzle features though throughout that they're kind of finding as they go through it. And then she finds the Xenobite drawings and Roland.
Xenobites again.
Son of
Did you write it with
Cenobite.
it?
Yeah, I wrote it with an X.
Just
Yeah,
remember Taco Bell.
Cenobites. Yeah, I was spelling it wrong.
That's hilarious.
And then later on in my notes, when I realized it, I started correctly.
That's amazing.
I started writing it correctly. Yeah, because like here's one line. If you look at my notes, where is that? Right there, and then right there, I got it right. I'm like, oh, there we go.
It's amazing.
And I love it when she sees Matt, hugs him, and then his fucking body starts to like get disgusting, and you see that he's like all just the fucking skin and blood.
I also love the. I think it's when Nora asks, "What are you?" and we are explorers in the further regions of experience of sensations rim.
Mm-hmm.
Rim job.
She gets suspended on the change, which is pretty fucking epic.
Mm-hmm.
And then we do get that first foreskin shadowing of Roland as he's peering through the shadows in there. So, which I thought they did a pretty good job with that because you didn't know what he was at that point. So, I mean, this movie kind of implied or felt like at moments that he could become a Cenobite himself.
Yeah. Well, they get in there and realize that basically the Cenobites can't get in, and you have Voight talking to Trevor and revealing that Trevor was trying to basically get the thing open for him, and was fucking behind it all along and planned to kill her, basically.
Yeah, she was basically bait, and he became emotionally attached. That's why he took the box, or tried to take it away from her at one point, which he says, he's like, I tried to stop you.
So he meant it when he said he loved her.
Yeah, I think so.
I thought he was just trying to take the box so he could do it quicker. So I don't know. I guess you could see it both ways.
Instead of killing her, you mean? Oh, yeah, I mean, that's true.
Because she knew what it was, and she wasn't going to let herself get fucked on it, I think. But I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's ambiguous in that little bit, but different interpretation, so. And then we see that Roland's got that fucking puzzle on his chest, which is pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, I knew at this moment, I was like, all right, he's basically pre-Cenobite. That's what this is.
Yeah.
It was like Cenobite prep almost.
Yeah, they're basically torturing him to get him there to that level of their version of enlightenment.
And then he doesn't even like it, so they're like, all right, you know what? Fine. You don't like my gift? All right, bitch.
Yeah.
I'll show you something you'll like.
And then I like how he's created these traps here at this house for them, so he's able to trap them in so they can't get in.
Which, again, reminds me of the 13 Ghosts. That's this whole ending sequence. I was just feeling like I was watching that. I was expecting what's-his-face from Monk to come in anytime.
Tony Shalhoub.
Yeah, Tony Shalhoub should have been there. And,
Matthew Lillard.
yeah, exactly. The ghost of Matthew Lillard, though.
The ghost.
Because he's dead by that point in the movie.
And then they decide they're going to lure one of these fuckers in here to handle it, which is pretty interesting because
Yeah.
Riley exits the house.
Well, because they stabbed the one earlier.
Yeah, they stabbed one and they turned on itself, right? So the chains came for it and everything else.
It's just interesting.
Again, like that's my favorite part of this modern take on this is these chains and like how they look when they come to get somebody because it's pretty fucking brutal.
It's more brutal in the first one, I think. Like, go back and watch that first one and that second one. My God, like the skin hooks. God, it's so fucking brutal to watch.
Maybe I shouldn't have
Yeah.
watched the first one right before.
And I
watching
didn't,
that.
but I say that in the fact that the effects look good. Now, the body effects, because it wasn't CGI in the original movies, obviously, that looks much more terrifying, but the chains look good, is kind of what I'm at. So it's
Yeah.
that kind of mid-ground, because you almost, like when they attach, it's very much a Mortal Kombat Scorpion type of a vibe.
Bad special effects is just scarier. CGI just.
I mean, I like a combination.
It just wasn't as gory. There's not as
Yeah.
much
Well, that's
gory, fucked up, brutal shit happening that makes you horrified. It's a less horrifying movie.
This is more story driven than horror driven, right? And
You think they were just trying to get a general audience and didn't want to freak people out, or?
I'm not sure. There's still some gory stuff in it for sure, but
it's modern horror is so weird because people avoid certain types of gore and stuff that used to be staples out there. I don't know. I mean,
then you have the classic. We have such sights to show you to Voight sending him into hell, and
find the form of the puzzle there. Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much that.
The shit arrives over the house, which is pretty cool.
The shitter?
Yeah.
Sure,
All the-
full.
Merry Christmas. The shitter was full.
So did that come from heaven or what?
Well, it's implied it's coming through the portal here, I guess.
Ooh, heaven is a place on earth.
She stabs Trevor with the fucking puzzle, which she's got to, right? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah. Roland heals.
She should have. That'd have been good if after he stabbed her, or she stabbed him, he went, "Now flip me over."
Yeah.
How'd that
Which
one
was-
guy survive? The bad guy, like, fucking gutted him.
Yeah, it's interesting because, I mean, there's several things like that. You know, Roland has this whole fucking machine removed and then he just randomly heals back up. But I think that's because they take it away from him.
And then they take him and turn him into a Cenobite.
Colin and Riley tells her to finish it. And what would you ask of us?
Yeah, she doesn't want a gift.
She's like, I don't want a gift. I don't
He's
want
like,
to
all right,
take
well
from
then
you."
you're gonna live with this guilt, bitch. Peace out.
Yeah,
Well, she.
Cenobites handing
He-
down life
they.
lessons.
yeah.
Pretty much.
But I thought that was pretty interesting. Like, you got to live with your guilt. Well, that's probably better than anything else going on. And that was an interesting ending. But I feel like with the Hellraiser movie, you don't always need to try to continue what's going on. Everyone just needs to be in their own fucked up situation with the puzzle. So,
Yeah. And I liked it. I just the first one's better. If I'm comparing it to that one, which I am.
yeah. And so I'm assuming they basically turn Roland into the Cenobite at the end. Is that
That's what's happening.
Yeah. But I liked how they peeled him like an orange. That was pretty fucking cool. Like
Pretty
his
slick.
skin getting like that. I'm like, okay. And I'm excited. Like, I was excited to see where that character goes of that because it's terrifying.
Yeah.
Kind of wish they would have shown that earlier in the movie and it could have made it more. Would have been scarier. I don't know. I don't really get scared by movies anymore, though. It's just like, how cool is the shit look? Is it like unsettling? Like,
I can be much more disturbed by that first Hellraiser, though. I just
Yeah, it still puts you in a mood.
yeah, this movie
Whether it
lacked that
scares
vibe,
you,
right?
it gives you a weird mood. So
That first movie gives you existential dread. This movie does not. Even when I still watch it, right? There's things unsettling about that and how it all unfolds out. And just the fucking body of what's his name in that. As he's getting recreated.
Frank, isn't it?
Yeah, Frank. So,
did you guys not think that was Riley the name of the main girl?
mm-hmm.
Did you not think she looked like Dustin from Stranger Things?
Her face was just hidden up half the fucking time
Well,
by
the
her goddamn
and,
hair.
and her lips.
And
I
the
thought-
I didn't think she looked like him, but I just thought like they should have done something with that hair because it just like it was borderline like looking at Cousin It.
yeah. There's some interesting choices with that. I mean, this movie is shot very dark in a lot of it, and I didn't hate that by any means.
I didn't think it was that dark.
There's a lot of dark scenes in there. I mean, there's a fair amount of other stuff, but there's things in there, especially around her and like the hair covering her face. Really, when they had low lighting, it's not as annoying as it could have been, I guess. But I don't know.
Well, that was Hellraiser 2022.
What would you rate that?
If I'm going out of what?
Scale of 10.
What would you rank?
7.
What would you give the original?
In terms of what, like film, my favorite, or
Horror films. I don't know.
horror films? 9 out of 10. The first one, maybe even 10. because that's a banger right there.
That one has a
Yeah,
lot of
what would
vibes,
they do to improve it?
Yeah, so it might even be a 10, 9 or a 10. This one, I'd say
It's got a
a
great
7, and that 3 is just because it's not gruesome enough. Basically, there's not enough of that.
Yeah.
Do you like Prey better than this?
No, I didn't like Prey as much as other
You didn't
people,
like
but I
Prey?
didn't have like a bunch of criticisms against it. I just
Did you think it was a better? I guess that one's in the same continuity, but did you think it was a better sequel, prequel than what this is?
Different.
You think it holds the spirit better than this one does, or?
I thought Prey did a great job for what it was doing. It was better than a lot of the Predator sequels we've seen. Obviously, this is better than a lot of the
Oh yeah,
Hellraiser
The trick-
sequels as well.
yeah.
But
we got to make this to keep the licensed movies.
yeah, I mean, this didn't feel like that at all. This was
No,
actually,
I enjoyed Prey more.
yeah, I like this. I just wonder if they were kind of doing.
the thing
this
is,
to
I'm
see
much
if-
more of a fan of Hellraiser stuff than Predator in concept
I am
alone.
too,
So I'd
but
probably watch this over that again.
I like Hellraiser franchise better also, but I felt Prey was a better new installment, I guess.
Yeah. I get
Well,
it.
when you're trying to find something fresh, I thought
But I
got to
watch this again too. Though.
Yeah, I think this deserves another viewing, and I don't know. I'm excited that they might do a sequel for it and kind of see where else they can go with it.
Oh yeah, I
because,
definitely want more Hellraiser.
I'd really love them just to say, let's fucking go balls to the wall and like really make the next one fucking disgusting, gory, and terrifying. Like that body
Yeah.
horror that really fucking upsets you to watch should be what this movie lacked. There's just like a butt hairs amount.
Tusk
worth
was
of it
more
on there.
upsetting to watch.
Yes, Tusk is much more psychologically unsettling to watch than this. Hands down.
Give it a 9 out of 10.
Should
Tusk.
Cronenberg do the next Hellraiser?
Oh God,
Can you imagine?
I would love that.
He's busy.
honestly.
He's busy doing Star Trek Discovery for some reason.
You got to have other interests,
Acting
man.
in it.
Imagine if you just combined a Crash sequel, the Cronenberg Crash.
With Hellraiser.
Yeah,
Pick it up
because
where it
those
left off.
characters did like fucked up shit. Like, remember the Casey Jones character like being turned on by people's surgical wounds and shit.
Actually, that's an interesting concept because you could make that.
That guy might actually be like, oh, Cenobites, and they're ripping him apart, and he's like, oh!
Yeah, forced ejaculation. You know, pressing the old prostate button. Hit the dispenser. It's like the what do they call it? Coke freestyle machine. Hit the button, and whatever comes out you need comes out.
What do you think Cenobite genitalia looks like? Like all stretched out and the skin's
They got the
pulled
heads
back in different
splayed
ways
open.
with needles and pins.
I don't know. I bet there's lots of piercings. I would say that.
Prince Albert.
Pinhead as a Prince Albert.
Yeah, and there's probably one of those. What do they call those little chastity belts for your dong? If they have a penis, there's probably one of those little. So you can't get an erection with it. One of those things. What do they call that? Nick's like looking at me like he hasn't seen.
You don't
it.
know what I'm talking about?
Alec knows
The
exactly.
dick cage?
What I'm
Of
talking,
course I do.
Yeah.
I know a chastity belt, but
No, it's a
The
dick
little
cage.
thing that it won't let your dick get hard. It's like a metal spiral almost around your dick, and it's... Yeah, look it up.
that doesn't sound good.
You want me to look it up and show you a picture?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I'm surprised I talked about something Nick didn't know about.
I may have heard of it before, but it just sounds unpleasant anyway.
I mean, if you don't know what it is, yeah, well, that's the whole point. People get off on that. But I think that's something like that.
Oh, I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Penis cage.
That's a version of it. And yeah.
Well, what's the point of it?
It's
This isn't a torture
it's
device.
sex play, basically.
Yeah, it's
Why
sex
would you
play to
not-
like deny
Oh.
arousal and that thing. It's
Does it hurt?
It might hurt to try to get an erection, and if somebody's
Yeah.
trying to turn you on, yeah, and your heart
Yeah.
dick has nowhere to go.
Yeah, that's part of it, Nick. Is it's the pain,
the thrill
aspect of it. Yeah.
People also like to Fruit Loop, which is eating cereal out of one's gaped
Hey,
asshole.
we haven't talked about that in a minute. We used
Yeah.
to talk about that all the
We had
time.
a
I
whole
feel
video
like.
on that one, didn't we?
And the first season, I think we talked about that all the time. Or the first season, I mean, the first year, I felt like that was a recurring theme.
Well, that was Hellraiser 2022, folks.
Yeah, I give it a 7.
7.5, 8 inches out of 10.
Yeah,
We should tweet Kellogg's about Fruit Looping.
it's way better than a micropenis. It's more than a 2 out of 10.
2 is not a micropenis, though.
2 inches?
2 inches or less is a micropenis. I believe is what that's considered.
That's what hit.
At hard.
Are you
That's what hit.
very knowledgeable in the world of micropenises?
He was born on the same day as Hitler, who
Well,
had
my
a
friend-
micropenis.
My friend Joel, growing up, used to always say 2 inches when it's party time, and like that's because he like randomly found something that was talking about that and explained it all, and I'm like, okay. Because I was like, why the fuck do you always say 2 inches when it's party time, dude?
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah. And like, it was his funny way of like flirting with chicks, or, you know, creepy, whatever, however you look at it. Cringeworthy nowadays, but still.
Yeah.
And obviously, when it's better than 2, people are like, oh, because you set people up for disappointment.
We should have girls call in and tell us if they've ever had a micro penis.
Why would it have to be girls, Nick? We could have people call in, whatever, it doesn't matter.
I'm going to have to say goodnight.
Because I feel like